Hey, I'm Dr. Buter at Hebron Animal Hospital. I'm here today to talk to you about some fun and exciting ways to keep your dogs stimulated. Madeline's going to ask us some questions and I'm just going to respond with some answers as far as keeping your dogs healthy and happy and active.
How does the ideal activity level for a dog change based on their age and breed?
As far as age goes, obviously puppies, they're super active. They either have a 0 or 100, so just keeping them engaged as far as messing with their ears, their mouths, their feet, those are all kind of good things to incorporate into play. Positive reinforcement, usually like using Cheerios as training treats helps. And then they obviously need a lot of rest just because they're babies. Middle-aged dogs or the younger adults, they can pretty much go all day long and then rest at night, kind of like you and I do. Older dogs, activity level is really good for keeping the joints mobile and keeping their weight down. That's good for joint health. So going on controlled walks, swimming is really good for the older dogs because it helps keep your muscle tone on, but also not a lot of weight bearing on those joints. So activity at all age helps keep them young.
What health problems can arise in dogs that do not get enough activity?
Definitely arthritis. Your joints, as you start to be less active, just like with humans, your joints kind of start to freeze, so they don't create as much lubrication and things like that. Obviously obesity, and that's going to put more pressure on the joints. Also just cognitive function with their minds. They're not using their minds and not staying busy. They start to kind of just become couch potatoes that aren't interested in doing activity and stuff anymore. Same thing with humans as far as heart health and things like that. Dogs don't tend to have cholesterol issues like humans do, but definitely the heart's a muscle, so the more you exercise it, the healthier it stays.
How should I deal with destructive behaviors in my dog?
A lot of destruction comes from separation anxiety, but also not being stimulated. So giving them a job or a task, like having the puzzles and things like that, throwing ball, frisbee, maybe having puppy play dates, that kind of thing can definitely help as far as keeping them occupied to where they're not wanting to just focus on your baseboards or your carpet or things like that. Positive reinforcement, again, as far as things that they're allowed to chew on, replacing your shoes with a bone or something that they're allowed to be destructive with. But most of the time it's just giving them that attention and those outlets to be able to release energy helps with some of that destructive behavior.
What are some fun activities I can do with my dog?
It kind of depends on what your likes are. So definitely hiking, camping, running, going on walks, things like that. Ball, frisbee, if you're just more kind of staying at home. Doing puppy play dates, you can take them to like Lowe's or Home Depot or some of the places that allow dogs to go into and kind of be social with humans. Be careful with dog parks just because we don't know other dogs' behaviors and triggers and things like that. So definitely make sure that you're introducing slowly to the other dogs that are there, making sure that your pets are up to date on like their preventions, deworming, their Bordetella kennel cough stuff, just because the disease transmission can be high if we don't know a lot of the history of the other dogs. But anything that you like to do, they can do with you.
And what if my dog is lethargic and won't exercise?
So if your dog won't exercise and he used to exercise, have him checked out by a vet, because definitely things like heart disease, hip dysplasia, or sometimes even cancers or tumors in the belly or of the bones, those can be something that's allowing them to stay more sedentary and not want to exercise. If you really think it's just behavioral, still a great idea to have them checked out. Make sure it's not cardiac or respiratory or anything like that. But a lot of the sedentary guys do tend to be pretty treat motivated. So giving them treats as you start to go on short walks and that positive reinforcement with that. And I know some dogs love swimming and just have never had the opportunity to do that. So that's also something that you can try if you have the opportunity to.